It's been a dramatic weekend for Somalia. Its capital, Mogadishu, turned into a battlefield. It saw gunfire, loud explosions and a hostage crisis. Take a look. This is the Hayat hotel in Mogadishu. It is frequented by the city's elite. It is also popular among lawmakers and other government officials. On Friday, the hotel was attacked by Shabaab terrorists. They blew up the hotel's gate with car bombs and then they opened fire at civilians. Hundreds of people were taken hostage. The terrorists blew up staircases and used hostages as human shields. Basically, they did all they could to keep the Somali security from retaking the hotel. Huge plumes of smoke could be seen coming out of the hotel building on Friday evening. By Saturday morning, hundreds of people had gathered around the hotel, all of them looking for their loved ones. Several guests had locked themselves in their rooms. Reports say 3 children had taken refuge inside a toilet. The 30-hour battle came to an end late on Saturday. For those watching us from India, some of these details may remind you of 26/11. Back in 2008, a hotel was attacked in Mumbai. There was a hostage crisis that lasted 3 days. The terrorists tore the place apart. 31 people were killed, 28 hurt. India had never seen an attack like that before, or after, thankfully. But in Somalia, attacks on hotels are common. Shabaab terrorists regularly target properties that are popular among government officials. What happened over the weekend was the worst attack in recent times. By the end of it, some 21 people had died, some 117 others were injured, and at least 106 people were rescued.
I want to tell all Somali people inside and outside of the country that the operations on Hayat Hotel siege have been finally finished at midnight last night.
This is what the hotel looks like right now. The area is being combed. The siege may have come to an end, but Somalia's war on terror continues, as does the threat from Shabaab. This terror group is affiliated to the Al-Qaeda. It was formed in the year 2007. Shabaab wants to overthrow Somalia's government, impose strict Islamic law in the country. In other words, Shabaab wants to create an Islamic caliphate of Somalia. This country is home to around 17 million people. It is also in the middle of a drought and a famine. Together, the disasters have displaced more than 1 million people. Somalia's history is one of turmoil, civil war and factional fighting. In 1991, the president's military regime fell. It was followed by a civil war. Then came Shabaab's terror. Today, it's become the biggest threat to Somalia's political stability. In 2011, African Union forces drove out Shabaab from Somalian capital Mogadishu, but the group still controls parts of the countryside. It funds itself through illicit taxation and by selling charcoal stockpiles in Kismayo. Shabaab is believed to be the largest, wealthiest and most lethal branch of the Al-Qaeda as of today. At least that's what the US Department of Defense estimates. In 2017, it blew up a truck packed with explosives in Mogadishu. More than 500 people were killed in that incident. In June this year, Shabaab terrorists attacked several villages near Somalia's border with Ethiopia. Around 12 people were killed. And now they've attacked the capital again. It is the first major attack since the election of President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. He took office in the month of May. He promised to make counter-terrorism his priority. He's even appointed a former Shabaab spokesperson as the religion minister in the country. It's his signal to the terror group that he has insider knowledge into its functioning. What happened in Mogadishu over this weekend is a reality check of the uphill task before the president. It's also a reminder to the world of the growing instability in the Horn of Africa, of terror organizations regrouping in what can only be called one of the most strategic locations on the planet. Look at where Somalia is located on the map, right at the Horn of Africa. This is the gate to the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. In the month of May, America deployed troops in Somalia. Earlier this month, it carried out airstrikes. At least 13 members of Al-Shabaab were killed. Was the Mogadishu attack a retaliation to that airstrike? The Western press suggests so. But the terror group says the attack was in response to President Mohammed's campaign against Al-Shabaab. Either way, there are more serious questions that the hotel siege raises. For example, does the world have a plan to drive terrorism out of the Horn of Africa? Or does this volatile region stand to become the next Syria? WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.